y equals mx plus b is the equation. It's a relationship. It's a linear relationship. It's the equation of a line. And if you look at enough patterns, you'll notice that this tells you how steep the line is. That's the slope. And b is where you begin on the y-axis. It's called the y-intercept. So the first thing I do when I look at these problems to graph, and hopefully this is easy for you, I find the slope and the y-intercept. Matt, what's the slope? 1/3. No. Oh, it's 3. Yeah. What's the y-intercept? Brisbane, what's the y-intercept? Shouldn't have headsets on. You can, I don't care about headsets during work time, which we will have, but not while I'm teaching. That's 4. And then you should graph what first? Demonte, what do we graph first? Demonte. Did I say it right? For where? And then you have to communicate, so we have to know exactly what somebody's saying. So 4 is where? There are a lot of 4s. There's a 4 there. There's a 4 there. All of these points have a 4 on them. 4 on the y-axis. Yeah. If you're in air traffic control, focus. You've got to be very clear to whoever the plane's coming in where you want them. You're going to say, well, just go over there, right, a couple miles or whatever. You have to give them coordinates. So you have to be very clear about this. So, Luke, how do I get the next point? Because points all lie in a straight line is what I want. So I'm going to begin at the 4, the B, and the slope is 3. It's your choice how you do it. I can go down how many? Down 3, because he said if I go up 3, I don't have a graph there. I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. Which way now? Because he just did this. Which way? Left. Because a -3 and a -1 becomes positive. 1, 2, 3, there it is. Well, I have this tool, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to try and use it. I might have to fix that a little bit. So that's what you should get for your first line, something that looks like that. Did you guys do that? Anybody have a color they want it to be? Orange was first. Okay. Next one. Read them carefully. What's the slope? What's the y-intercept? I don't require that you write that down, but if you're having troubles with these, write them down. Only takes a second. Chris, can you help me with this one? What's the y-intercept? I can find that first. Good. Now what's the slope? Xavier, what's the slope on this one? What's that number in front of x? It's multiplying x. This stands for the slope. What is the number? What's the number there? Negative, I don't see a 3. -1. I don't even see the 1, but that's okay. The ones are understood. Okay, so where are we going to begin on this one? Peter, where do we begin? -4 where? On the y-axis. Good. And now I have a slope of -1. Colin, where am I going to go next? We're graphing on our iPads. Where are we going to go next? Good. Where is this one? Since you did it. Slope is -1, so you tell me how to do that. To the right one? To the left one. Okay. Because what he did was he did +1 in the numerator, -1 in the denominator, which is the same as this, which this tells -1 says go down 1, but go to the right one. So if you're having problems with this, come in and see me. And hopefully I'm going to draw a nice line. It's going to intersect in a nice place. I have lots of straight edges over there that you may borrow. My orange line's a little off. make that a color? What color would you like that one? Blue. We can do turquoise later. Okay, where do they intersect? Oops. There it goes. Now, remember the order is x comma y. It's alphabetical, so it's not that hard to do. By the way, when you have these two equations, you try to find out where they intersect. It's called a system. You should have heard of that last year. It's a system of equations used all the time. When McDonald's figures out, Zach, you need to sit over there? Okay. When McDonald's wants to figure out how many burgers and whatever they're going to make, they have systems of equations. They model it with mathematics. Complicated math, not easy like this. So what's the y coordinate, x coordinate? I always like to do that first. What's the x coordinate? -2. What's the y coordinate? -2. I can't get that one wrong, can I? Are there questions on this? Matt, you okay with this? Because we're going to have a quiz on the graphing part tomorrow. I'm hoping, because that's really all this little unit is graphing. Doing a little bit with equations, I think. Okay, does somebody want to come up and graph theirs? Or you could put it on your iPad, and you could go into Reflector, and you could mirror your iPad. You could do that. Well, there's two ways to do it. If it doesn't want it, doesn't have to. First, what's the slope of the first one? If I don't have a number there, let me put it in. It's 1. What is the slope? Everybody should be able to answer the question. Katie? What's the slope? And what's the y-intercept? -4. Where do we begin? I start at the origin. You're giving somebody directions. And what are we going to do there? Colin, what do we do there? Not yet. I got to start with I begin. I don't begin at 0, 0. I begin at -4. So we're going to go down 4 and plot that point. That's your beginning point. Emily, question? Is that okay? I'm sorry, what? Once we get that, if the slope is 1, which way are we going to go now? Kennedy? I have that right? I do have that right. At least reinforce me a little bit. What's the next point? I'm going to start here and do what? Up 1, into the right one. Up 1, into the right one. And if you draw decent lines freehand, well, mine's not very good. Hopefully I'll find it. Okay, who wants to help me out with the next one? How about Max? Either Max. Let's do the next one. Let's do green. What's the slope here? Headset's off. You can do that later. And if you're going to be using YouTube or whatever, then you're going to lose your iPad. And you said you can't be doing this anyway because you can't get into Schoology or get the notability stuff. So you should be doing paper pencil. So the iPad should be down. If I find you're using YouTube, I will take your iPad away for the hour. If it continues, then there'll be another problem. Okay. Hopefully we don't get there. What number's here? What kind of 1? -1. What's B? B is what? 2. When I teach this in the first half of algebra, I have students graph this on a graphing calculator and I have them find the slope and the y-intercept, and they do enough problems that this makes sense. Okay, put your phone away too. I know, I'm so mean. That this makes sense. I'm sorry with the interruptions. That you do enough of these problems, and all of a sudden you go, oh, that number tells me where I start on the y-axis, and this number tells me how steep my line is. That's all it is. You just have to know it. So we're going to start here. Whoops, I'm not going to start there. Well, where are we going to start? Whoops, where am I going to start? Thomas, where am I going to start? Where do you begin? Does that help? Begin. We begin at where? 2. If you can't see, you should sit up front. And on the y-axis, so I'm going to start here. And then what am I going to do? Slope is -1. Zach. Down what? 1 and to the right 1. And if I do it this way, if I keep looking at the little staircase, even if my lines are crummy, I'll eventually see it. There it is. And where's the ordered pair? Chris, what's the answer then? What's the answer? We're trying to find where these intersect. Okay, the x goes first. It's 3, comma, whoops. Helps to put the 3 in there first. Comma, -1. That's it. Is this easy or hard? Well, hopefully it's easy. You should have some extra time. Now, this is a little bit harder because we have some fractions. And maybe I think it's a little bit easier in that sense. Okay, are we ready? Okay, Aldi, what's M and what's B? What is the slope? Can you see which one it is? Mx plus B, right it above there. What's the slope? Slope is always a number. You know what it is? The slope is the number in front of x. What number do you see in front of x? That's right, 3 halves. Where do we begin? At 1. Okay, so we're going to start at 1. On what axis? The y-axis. So we start at the origin, we go up 1, and we graph that point. That really is the point, 0, 1. Now, the hard part is the slope, which isn't that hard, I don't think. Mackenzie, do you know how to do the slope? Up 3, 1, 2, 3, to the right, 2. It's just how steep it is. It's telling you you go 3 blocks north and 2 blocks east. And we will meet at that point. So we started there. Okay, so I'm going to go, let's see, I'm going to go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, just so I get them all a nice little line here. That's not too bad. It's hard from the side. You try it. Okay, Emily, can you help me do the next one? What's the slope? Careful. 3 over 2. And what's the y-intercept? -3. Where do we begin on that? I need a new color. So we're going to begin at -3 on the y-axis. And what's the slope? Chris? What's the slope? If you're talking, you can't be paying attention. 3 halves. 1, 2, 3. Count over 2. What's true about my lines? They're parallel. But we haven't answered the question yet. Remember what solve means. To find the number or numbers that make the sentence true. I'm trying to solve and find where these intersect. They're parallel lines. Do they intersect? So you can say no solution, or you can be lazy like me and put a 0 with a line through it. That means there isn't anything. And that's all there is to this lesson. Now, there may be some questions about yesterday's lesson, which I could bring up. But so I have, for those of you who do not, okay, so let's get some answers here. You guys can come up and put your answers up if you want. Do you want to do it, or do you want me just to write the answers? Yes. Take your iPads to the media center and get it fixed. Okay? This is what you should have. For your answers. Oh, there's a typo on number 5. Number 5 should have read this. Because if you graph that, that's not a line. It's just got a typo in it. Okay, Max, question? Now is when it gets harder. Okay, are there questions on the first 6? Can you what? This one? Yeah. Did you get this right? Hmm? How do you know? Okay, you guys, there's something I have to do. I have to train you for future math classes. Okay, Chris? If you can't sit there, you sit over there. Okay, then you need to be focused. Okay, you guys, Doing your homework, Zach. I know. Doing your homework means doing the homework and checking your answers. And I apologize because the answers weren't there. But you don't know if you did it right or wrong until you've done your homework and you've checked it. Now, I might have made a mistake. Check your answers with mine. What do you think engineers do? They don't have answers. They have no answers. But they check with each other. And if there are questions on these, now is the time to ask. You may have some questions. Number 5 is typed wrong. And 6 is tricky because it's perpendicular. So do you remember what we do? We flip that, 1/7, make it negative. But I don't want the -5, now I want 11. No. Are there questions on 1 through 6? I want it parallel to this. Well, the problem with 5 is it wasn't typed right. So that was a problem. This is the slope. I want it parallel. What's true about the slopes if they're parallel? They are the same. Now, this y-intercept is 2, but if the lines are parallel, the y-intercepts will be different. That is not the same as that. So this is the y-intercept, which is given right here. If you switch the slope and the intercept, then it's wrong. Okay, how about number 7 and 8? You guys have some answers? What's the answer to number 7? Y equals. You should all be on this homework checking it. Chris, what'd you get for your number 7? Okay, now you should do it. What's the slope and what's the y-intercept? Well, you're gonna have to look at your paper. It looks like I got a dot there. I want a different color here. So hang on. I'm gonna start here. What's B? That's easier. Actually, you know what B is? B. It's 3. Now the slope is where it's harder. You have to count. Make a little triangle, Zach. Looks like it crosses again here. So I'm going to just make this little triangle, and I'm going to start here at A and go to B. So I have to go south. So let's go down. Down how many? 3. Then you're going to take the person, take a right turn and go how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like it's 6. Is it 6? Looks like it's 6. I wrote on it, so I don't know. So is it -3 over 6, or is it 6 over -3? -3 over 6, which reduces to, what's that reduce to? -1/2. What's the equation then, Chris? Y equals something times x plus something. What's the, for -1/2? And the intercept is 3. Question. X first. It's alphabetical. That's how I remember. It's alphabetical. Okay. Nicole, can you tell me where B is on this problem? About make it a better dot. Where's B? Chris, have you done this one? Then you should be doing it. This is homework that's due for today. Where's B? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nicole, what'd you say? Is it positive or negative? -5. Now, the hard part is finding the slope. How do you find the slope? Caitlin, you go by Katie? Okay. How do you find the slope? I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go to where this intersects the lines. Looks like it's right about there. Is it positive or negative? Positive. Xavier, do you know how to do that? Positive. So count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the x's, and how many on the y's? Uno, 1. Mahat in Arabic. So it's 1 over what? 5. Is it easy to get that upside down? Matt, you need to sit someplace else? Yeah, it's easy to get it upside down. That's 1 in Arabic. Okay, how about that one? Give you a little bit of, I don't know a lot, but I know a little. How about this one? Where's the b value? Emily, what was b here? -5. Max, who's sitting next to you, what's the slope? Okay, now we got to go over here and see where you can, oh, looks like it crosses nicely there. So I'm going to go over how many? And then I'm going to go up how many blocks? 3. So the slope is, it's either 1 over 3 or 3 over 1. What is it? 3 over 1. We just all agree to do the up and down first on top. That's it. This is a positive or negative slope, number 10. You're going down the hill. This is a negative. We read left to right. Arabic, they read right to left, which of course is confusing. So where are we going to begin? This is an easy one. Where do we begin here? The other Max. Where do we begin here? Where is that? I like to do B first. You're not moving away from the origin, so B is what? 0. Slope is negative. What's the slope? You got to count. Well, let's see. Looks like it's this. So how many are we going to go down? -2. And you're going to go to the right. How many? 4. Which goes in the numerator? -2 over 4. Or -1/2. Oh, I forgot to write the equation, didn't I? For both of them. What's the equation for this one? How do I what? No, because it's the slope that goes with x. So it's -1/2 x. We do get some of those, though, Emily. Plus 0. What's this one, by the way? I forgot to finish the problem. So they meet. 3x minus 5. Okay? This is review. How about these guys? Initial cost of a parking ramp is $3 for the first hour. It costs $2 for every hour after that. It's a little more complicated than what we've done. How much is it going to cost you to park your car? First, it costs you $3 just for the first hour. But after that, it's cheaper. So if you have 1 hour, you'll be up to how much? $4, right? How do you find how much it's going to cost you? What do you want to call hours? 8? It's $2 for every hour, so that's plus what? 2h. Kelly borrowed $100 from her parents. This one was tricky. And each day she paid back 3/4 of the total. So what's her total going to be? Well, let's call it T. First, she owes $100, right? And she pays back 3/4 of that. So what do you have to do? $100. She's going to pay back 3/4 of that. Can we subtract it, isn't it? Well, maybe we should make a table. It's not linear, though. It's not linear. Okay, yeah, so it's, oh, each day. Okay, so she pays 3, let's try this again. T is the total. She pays back 3/4 of the total every day. So day 1, so she starts off with $100. Whoops. What do I want to do? I want to find out how much she's going to have to pay, how much she owes every day. Okay, so day 1 or day 0, she owes $100. Then day 1, she's going to pay back 3/4 of that. What's 3/4 of $100? That's what? What's 3/4 of a dollar? Okay, day 2, what's she going to do? 3/4 of the 75. So how about if we just do the payback, because this is not linear. Well, it's 3/4 of whatever she owed. I can only do it recursively. I don't have the tools at this stage to do this. Michael started with 65 points in math class. On each unit test, he increased his grade by 1/6. So he had 65 points, and he increases his grade by 1/6 of what he had at this point. I don't like that. I don't like those questions. No, I see what they're trying to get out of here. Tree is 2 feet tall, as planted, grows by 5 halves each year. So for each year, let T equal the number of years. So it's 2 feet tall plus, and then it grows 5 halves times T. That's still not right. And 50 milligram radioactive substance decreases by 7/3 of a milligram each minute. Yeah, these aren't right. They're not linear, so I'm not quite sure what the author was intending. Not to worry about it. Hopefully. My main concern is this. And I'll think about that because that's kind of weird the way they're asking that. Unless I'm just making it harder than it is, which I probably am. Okay, now, some of you had questions on the orange one. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring that up right now. And I know there was a question on this, so let me make a smartboard file. And that'll take a second. That's weird. If you want the ones for the next couple days, actually, I have them done. I have them printed. What kind of weird questions they have at the end of this one?
What?
No, that's okay. So if you want one of these other ones for the next 2 days, I've got them run. Now, there were questions on this one. Which one did you have a question on? I don't have answers. I'm sorry. You had a question. Which one? Or did you figure it out? That's even better if you figure it out. Any ones of these you have questions on? Want to look at? Are they okay? I'll have to do it because I don't have answers. I might have answers. Let me see.